All right, number 47 says classify the figure in as many ways as possible. The first thing I noticed about my figure is it has 1, 2, 3, 4 sides, which means it has to be a quadrilateral. So I'm going to go ahead and cross off anything that does not have quadrilateral in it, which gets rid of B. The next thing I notice is that all 4 sides are congruent, and we have 4 right angles. That tells me that for sure it has to be a square. Now, if you look at your little quadrilateral tree and you travel back, you'll have a square, and then a square is also a rectangle. It's also a rhombus. It's also a parallelogram. And then it gets all the way back to just quadrilateral. So you need all of those. So you need square, parallelogram, rhombus, rectangle, and quadrilateral, which is A. So your answer would be A. 48 says, which statement is true? All squares are rectangles, all quadrilaterals are rectangles, all parallelograms are rectangles, or all rectangles are squares. Again, if you look down that like center row of your little quadrilateral tree, you have your quadrilateral on top, then it goes down to a parallelogram, then it breaks off into a rectangle, a rhombus. That's a really ugly rhombus. It doesn't look anything like a rhombus. Let's try again. And they both come together and make a square. Now the first one says all squares are rectangles. So if we have a square, we can go backwards to a rectangle. And we know that one has to be true. You can always travel backwards. So A is probably your answer, but let's check the others. Next one says all quadrilaterals are rectangles. Remember your quadrilaterals up here, you have to travel down to get to rectangle. And that one won't work. You can't travel down and always be true. The next one says parallelograms. All of them are rectangles. Again, you have to travel down to get your rectangles. So that one's going to be true, or false, excuse me. And then the last one says all rectangles are squares. Again, to get from a rectangle to a square, you have to travel downwards. So it can't be true. So it's going to be A, all squares are rectangles. Number 9 says parallelogram ABCD has the angle measures shown. Can you conclude that it is a rhombus, a rectangle, or a square? Explain. So for this one, we have a diagonal, and it cuts the angles all in half. We have 66, 66, 66, and 66. If you have a case like this, then it's going to be a rhombus. So this one's a rhombus. And my reason is going to be because the diagonal is an angle bisector. So that shape is a rhombus. 50 says in quadrilateral ABCD, AE is x plus 6. So this part here is x plus 6. BE is 3x minus 18. For what value of x is ABCD a rectangle? So if it's a rectangle, my diagonals need to be congruent, which means all of these parts need to be the same. So I'm going to set those two things equal to each other. We're going to do AE equals BE, which is going to be x plus 6 equals 3x minus 18. We're going to go ahead and subtract x from both sides and get 6. Let's try to draw that 6 better. 6 equals 3x minus 18. We're going to go ahead and add 18 to both sides. And make my little thing smaller so I have some more space. Alright, we added 18 to both sides, so we have 24 equals 3x. We'll divide both sides by 3, and we get x equals 8. That is your final video. Hopefully that means you know how to do your entire review. Good luck on your final.